Canadian Citizenship Test, Discover Canada, the Rights and Responsibilities of Citizenship, Preparation Questions. The primary source for preparation for the citizenship test is A. Third-party guide. B. Life in Canada guide. C. Gazette Canada. D. Official study guide, Discover Canada, the Rights and Responsibilities of Citizenship. D. Official study guide, Discover Canada, the Rights and Responsibilities of Citizenship. In the oath of citizenship, Canadians profess their loyalty to A. Flag of Canada. B. Constitution of Canada. C. The Sovereign, Queen or King. D. Prime Minister of Canada. C. The Sovereign, Queen or King. What is the main component of the oath of citizenship? A. Loyalty to the Sovereign. B. Faithfully observe the law and Constitution of Canada. C. Fulfill the duties as Canadian citizen. D. All the above. D. All the above. Question. Canada is personified by A. The Sovereign, Queen or King. B. Governor General. C. Prime Minister. D. Commissioner. A. The Sovereign, Queen or King. The basic requirement of the citizenship test is to A. Test the knowledge of Canada. B. Test the knowledge of rights and responsibilities of citizenship. C. Test the adequate knowledge of English or French. D. All the above. D. All the above. Which group of immigrants are not required to write the citizenship test? A. Refugees. B. Applicants over 55 years and under 18 years of age. C. Federal skilled immigrants. D. University graduates. B. Applicants over 55 years and under 18 years of age. Canada is known around the world as A. Industrial country. B. Immigrants country. C. Developed country. D. Strong and free country. D. Strong and free country. What is the commitment of the Canadian government under the British North America Act 1867? A. Peace, order, and good government. B. Education, health and good government. C. Jobs, business and governance. D. Equality, multiculturalism and good government. A. Peace, order, and good government. What was the purpose of the residential school program? A. To implement student exchange programs. B. To implement educational reforms throughout Canada. C. To provide equal opportunity to Aboriginal children. D. To educate and assimilate the Aboriginal children into mainstream Canadian culture. D. To educate and assimilate the Aboriginal children into mainstream Canadian culture. In 2006, House of Commons recognized Québécois as A. Francophone. B. Distinct nation. C. First Nation. D. French settlers. B. Distinct nation. Canada land area is about A. 10 million square kilometer. B. 12 million square kilometer. C. 16 million square kilometer. D. 18 million square kilometer. A. 10 million square kilometer. Which province was the first colony of the British Empire in North America? A. Canadas. B. Upper Canada. C. Lower Canada. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. Which city is the capital of Ontario? A. London. B. Toronto. C. Ottawa. D. York. B. Toronto. Which city is the capital of Yukon Territory? A. Yellowknife. B. Iqaluit. C. Whitehorse. D. Edmonton. C. Whitehorse. What is the specialty of Canadian Rangers? A. Indigenous knowledge and experience. B. Snowmobile. C. All-terrain vehicle. D. Special weapon and tactics. A. Indigenous knowledge and experience. Canadian citizens are required to serve on juries. A. Responsibility. B. Right. C. Compulsory. D. Mandatory. A. Responsibility. English-speaking settlers arrived mostly during A. World War I. B. Economic boom in 19th century. C. 1600s to 20th century. D. English and French War for continent. C. 1600s to 20th century. Which European explorer drew the map of Canada's east coast? A. Pierre de Monts. B. Jacques Cartier. C. John Cabot. D. Samuel de Champlain. C. John Cabot. What is the source of the term Dominion of Canada? A. A phrase from English culture, dominion from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. B. A phrase from Aboriginal culture, dominion from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the sea. A phrase from French culture, dominion from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. D. A phrase from Bible, dominion from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. D. A phrase from Bible, dominion from sea to sea and from the river to the ends of the earth. Who was the first Lieutenant Governor of Upper Canada? A. John Graves Simcoe. B. Charles de Salaberry. C. Guy Carleton. D. Sir Isaac Brock. A. John Graves Simcoe. What is meant by the term responsible government? A. The ministers of the Crown must have the support of most of the elected representatives in order to govern. If the government loses a confidence vote in the Assembly, it must resign. B. Government will be elected by voter. C. Government will be responsible to answer to general public. D. Government will be responsible to answer to British Parliament. A. The ministers of the Crown must have the support of most of the elected representatives in order to govern. If the government loses a confidence vote in the Assembly, it must resign. During moving westward, how many immigrants settled in the West? A. 170,000 Vietnamese, 115,000 Poles and thousands of other European. B. 1 million British and 1 million American and thousands of European. C. 170,000 Chinese, 115,000 Japanese and thousands of other Asian. D. 170,000 Ukrainians, 115,000 Poles and thousands of other European. D. 170,000 Ukrainians, 115,000 Poles and thousands of other European. For centuries, the base of the Canadian economy was A. Export of oil. B. Trade and industrialization. C. Farming and export of natural resources. D. US-Canada trade. C. Farming and export of natural resources. In 1917, the federal government gave voting rights to which group of women? A. Women owning property. B. Nurses served in World War I. C. Women 21-year-old. D. Nurses at the battlefront. D. Nurses at the battlefront. Which provinces joined the Confederation in 1867? A. Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Quebec, Ontario. B. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Quebec, Ontario. C. Nova Scotia, Alberta, Quebec, Ontario. D. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Province of Quebec, British Columbia. B. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Quebec, Ontario. Official Languages Act, 1969, ensures the equal status of English and French for A. highways signs, B. provincial government services across Canada, C. federal government services across Canada, D. primary education. C. federal government services across Canada. Who composed the poem In Flanders Fields? A. Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae, B. General Sir Arthur Currie, C. Orville Fisher, D. Phil Edwards. A. Lieutenant Colonel John McCrae. Which city is the second largest French-speaking population in the world after Paris? A. Quebec City, B. Ontario, C. Montreal, D. Winnipeg. B. Ontario. Which industry contributes more than 75% of jobs? A. Services, B. Pharmaceuticals, C. Manufacturing, D. Natural resources. A. Services. What percentage of the population of Northwest Territories is Aboriginal? A. 50%, B. 65%, C. 30%, D. 4%. A. 50%. How do Canadian Rangers travel in winter? A. Helicopter, B. All-terrain vehicle, C. Speedboat, D. Snowmobile. D. Snowmobile. John Buchan, the first Baron Tweedsmuir, served as 15th Governor-General of Canada during A. 1895 to 1900, B. 1955 to 1960, C. 1935 to 1940, D. 1945 to 1950. C. 1935 to 1940. What were natives doing for a living? A. Spice trade, B. Fur trade, C. Silk trade, D. Farming and hunting. D. Farming and hunting. The rights guaranteed in the Charter will not adversely affect which other rights of Aboriginal peoples? A. Treaty rights or other rights or freedoms, B. Voting rights, C. Reserve land rights, D. Education rights. A. Treaty rights or other rights or freedoms. The first European who explored the St. Lawrence River was A. John Cabot, B. Jacques Cartier, C. Pierre de Monts, D. Samuel de Champlain. B. Jacques Cartier. First Nation people mostly live in A. Prairie provinces, B. Across Canada, C. West Coast provinces, D. East Coast provinces. B. Across Canada. Who made 3 voyages across the Atlantic between 1534 to 1542 for King Francis I of France? A. Jacques Cartier, B. John Cabot, C. Pierre de Monts, D. Samuel de Champlain. A. Jacques Cartier. Which of the following is not the source of Canadian law? A. Law passed by Parliament, B. English common law, C. French civil code, D. French federal law. D. French federal law. British Parliament prohibited the buying and selling of slaves in which year? A. 1793, B. 1807, C. 1833, D. 1867. B. 1807. What was the significance of the British North America Act 1867? A. Lands rights were granted under the Royal Reclamation, B. U.S. got independence from Britain, C. Voting right were granted to Aboriginal people, D. Dominion of Canada born on July 1, 1867. D. Dominion of Canada born on July 1, 1867. What was the outcome of 1837 to 1838 rebellions movement? A. Rebellion were granted the land rights under Royal Reclamation, B. Rebellion were granted the voting right, C. Rebellion were granted the representation in the parliament. D. Rebellion movement failed due to not enough public support and defeat by British soldiers and volunteers. D. Rebellion movement failed due to not enough public support and defeat by British soldiers and volunteers. How many Austro-Hungarians were put in labor camps during 1914 to 1920? A. 261, B. 561, C. 8,000, D. 10,000. C. 8,000. In 1988, Government of Canada apologized for which wartime wrongs? A. D-Day invasion, B. Putting Austro-Hungarian in labor camps, C. Chinese head tax, D. Forced relocation of Japanese and sale of their properties. D. Forced relocation of Japanese and sale of their properties. If you cannot pay for a lawyer, what is the alternate option? A. In most of communities, legal aid services available free of charge or at low cost. B. Represent yourself. C. Apply for legal grants. D. Submit pleaded guilty. A. In most of communities, legal aid services available free of charge or at low cost. The books of remembrance in the Memorial Chamber of Peace Tower hold the names of A. Fathers of Canada, B. Soldiers granted the Victoria Cross, C. Soldiers granted the Order of Canada, D. Soldiers, airmen, and sailors who have served Canada and died on duty. D. Soldiers, airmen, and sailors who have served Canada and died on duty. The words children of a common mother and brethren dwelling together in unity are symbolize A. Loyalty to the Queen, B. Close tie and relation with United Kingdom, C. Close tie and relation with France, D. Close tie and relation with United States, D. Close tie and relation with United States. Which river in Northwest Territories is the second longest river system in North America? A. Mackenzie River, B. San John River, C. San Lawrence River, D. Matagami River. A. Mackenzie River. Niagara region in Ontario is known for A. Vineyards, wines and fruit crops, B. Industry, C. Mining, D. Red soil. A. Vineyards, wines and fruit crops. Banff National Park, Alberta, established in A. 1885, B. 1888, C. 1875, D. 1867. A. 1885. What is the main resource of the Northwest Territories? A. Agricultural, B. Natural resources, C. Oil and gas, D. Hydroelectric. B. Natural resources. The world's longest continuous multi-span bridge, the Confederation Bridge, connect which province to mainland Canada? A. Nunavut, B. Prince Edward Island, C. Ontario, D. Newfoundland and Labrador. B. Prince Edward Island. Which city is the capital of Newfoundland and Labrador? A. St. John's, B. Ottawa, C. Toronto, D. Halifax. A. St. John's. Canadian Rangers is part of which Canadian Forces? A. Canadian Forces Reserves, B. Coast Guard, C. Canadian Military, D. Canadian Navy. A. Canadian Forces Reserves. Magna Carta was signed in 1215 in A. Canada, B. France, C. USA, D. England. D. England. European explorers called the native people Indians because A. They thought they reached the East Indies, B. Native introduced themselves as Indian, C. Native was speaking the old Indian language, D. Native were looked like Indians, A. They thought they reached the who is the founder of the city of York, now Toronto. A. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. B. John Cabot. C. James Fitzgibbon. D. John Graves Simcoe. D. John Graves Simcoe. Who was the hero of New France for many victories over the English in the 17th and 18th centuries? A. John Talon, Bishop Laval, and Count Frontenac. B. Pierre Le Moyne, Sieur d'Iberville. C. Pierre d'Amont and Samuel de Champlain. D. Jacques Cartier and John Cabot. B. Pierre Le Moyne, Sieur d'Iberville. Who captured Detroit during the U.S. invasion? A. Brigadier James Wolfe. B. Major General Sir Isaac Brock. C. First Nation volunteers led by Chief Tecumseh. D. Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe. A. Major General Sir. Inuit people mostly live in A. Central Canada. B. West Coast. C. Prairie provinces. D. Small, scattered communities across the Arctic. D. Small, scattered communities across the Arctic. What is meant by parliamentary democracy? A. People elect member of Federal and Provincial Assembly. B. People elect member of Province Assembly who nominate member of Federal Assembly. C. People elect member of Federal Assembly who nominate member of Provincial Assembly. D. People elect the Prime Minister. A. People elect member of Federal and Provincial Assembly who appoints the Lieutenant Governors in provinces. A. Prime Minister on the advice of Sovereign. B. Sovereign on the advice of the Prime Minister. C. Governor General on the advice of Sovereign. D. Governor General on the advice of the Prime Minister. D. Governor General on the advice of the Prime Minister. What is the purpose of Canadian laws? A. Settle the dispute peacefully. B. Provide the order in the society. C. Express the value and belief of Canadian. D. All the above. D. All the above. Maple leaf has appeared on Canadian military uniforms and insignia in A. 1840s. B. 1850s. C. 1860s. D. 1910s. B. 1850s. Which of the following is not an objective of the Official Languages Act 1969? A. Equality of French and English in government services. B. Promote equality of English and French. C. Attract more immigrants. D. Develop official language minority communities. C. Attract more immigrants. What are the main industries that fall under manufacturing industries? A. Transport, construction and government services. B. Aerospace, high-tech equipment and automobiles. C. Mining, energy and forestry. D. All the above. B. Aerospace, high-tech equipment and automobiles. Which city is the main financial center of Canada? A. Vancouver. B. Calgary. C. Montreal. D. Toronto. D. Toronto. The province of Alberta and world-famous Lake Louise are named after A. Daughter of Queen Victoria. B. Sister of Queen Victoria. C. Nickname of Queen Victoria. D. Mother of Queen Victoria. A. Daughter of Queen Victoria. Who protects Canada's vast north coast? A. Rangers. B. Coast Guard. C. Military. D. Navy. A. Rangers. English-speaking Canadian, also known as A. English speaker. B. Francophone. C. Anglophones. D. British. C. Anglophones. Which Aboriginal tribe lived by farming and hunting? A. Sioux. B. Cree. C. Iroquois, D. Dean. C. Iroquois. Which act provided the foundation of the Canadian Constitution? A. British North America Act 1867, B. Quebec Act 1774, C. Constitutional Act 1791, D. Canada Division Act 1840. B. Quebec Act 1774. What were the consequences of the rebellion movement of 1837 to 1838? A. A reformer Lord Durham proposed a responsible government. B. Aboriginal were granted the voting rights. C. Canada got independence from British. D. US got independence from British. A. A reformer Lord Durham proposed a responsible government. What caused the Second Rebellion in Saskatchewan in 1885? A. Settlement in Westward. B. Louis Riel execution. C. Establishment of Manitoba. D. Formation of Royal Canadian Mounted Police. A. Settlement in Westward. Which two victories in battles strengthened Canadian national pride? A. Falkland War and Normandy War. B. First World War and Second World War. C. Boer War and Vimy Ridge War. D. Battle of Paardeberg, Horse Mountain and Battle of Lillefontaine. D. Battle of Paardeberg, Horse Mountain and Battle of Lillefontaine. The majority of the Canadians were able to afford adequate food, shelter, and clothing by year. A. 1951, B. 1867, C. 1918, D. 1940. A. 1951. On June 6, 1944, Canadian forces took part in the capture of A. Italy, B. Normandy, C. Austria, D. Juno Beach. D. Juno Beach. Canada welcomed over 37,000 refugees in 1956 from A. Hungary, B. Vietnam, C. Korea, D. Ukraine. A. Hungary. Canadam is invented by A. Mike Lazaridis and Jim Balsillie, B. Joseph Armand Bombardier, C. SPAR Aerospace/National Research Council, D. North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD. C. SPAR Aerospace/National Research Council. What is the contribution of the Canadian Space Agency to the science and technology achievement of Canada? A. Designed International Space Station, B. Designed Apollo 13, C. Designed Apollo 11, D. Designed and built Canadam for space exploration. D. Designed and built Canadam for space exploration. When may the Prime Minister lose the confidence of the House? A. When government defeated in vote in House for major decision. B. When opposition parties disagree with the government. C. When House pass a resolution against Prime Minister. D. When a cabinet member resign. A. When government defeated in vote in House for major decision. Queen Elizabeth II became Queen of Canada in A. 1952, B. 1982, C. 1867, D. 1905. A. 1952. The Peace Tower in the Parliament buildings was built to commemorate A. World War II, B. Confederation, C. World War I, D. Fight for Canada. C. World War I. In which year, Mexico becomes a partner in North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA? A. 1988, B. 1990, C. 1994, D. 1998. C. 1994. Provinces of Central Canada are A. Quebec and Ontario, B. Upper Canada and Lower Canada, C. Nova Scotia and Ontario, D. Nova Scotia and Quebec. A. Quebec and Ontario. Which province has 40% of the arable land? A. Alberta. B. Saskatchewan. C. Ontario. D. Quebec. B. Saskatchewan. The area of Northwest Territories is A. 2/3 of Canada's land. B. 1/3 of Canada's land. C. 1/4 of Canada's land. D. 2/4 of Canada's land. B. 1/3 of Canada's land. What is the official language and the first language in schools in Nunavut? A. Inuit. B. Michif. C. Inuktitut. D. Kannada. C. Inuktitut. Magna Carta 1215 provides which freedom? A. Freedom of conscience and religion. B. Freedom of thought, belief, opinion and expression, speech and of the press. C. Freedom of peaceful assembly and freedom of association. D. All the above. D. All the above. Canada became a constitutional monarchy under which act? A. The Constitutional Act 1791. B. The Quebec Act of 1774. C. The British North America Act 1867. D. Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms Act 1982. C. The British North America Act 1867. Modern Canadian society is largely derived from which ethnic origin? A. English and French. B. Metis and Inuit. C. Indian and Metis. D. European and Aboriginal. A. English and French. English-speaking settlers consist of which ethnic origin? A. English, Indian, Icelander, Viking. B. English, Welsh, Scottish, Indian. C. English, Welsh, Indian, Icelander. D. English, Welsh, Scottish, Irish. D. English, Welsh, Scottish, Irish. Who established the first European settlement in North America? A. Count Frontenac. B. Jacques Cartier. C. John Cabot. D. Pierre de Monts and Samuel de Champlain. D. Pierre de Monts and Samuel de Champlain. Why did the United States invade Canada in 1812? A. Canada blocked United States trade routes. B. Canada allowed escaped salves from United States. C. Canada attacked on United States after American Revolution. D. British interference with shipping in Atlantic. D. British interference with shipping in Atlantic. When Newfoundland and Labrador joined the Confederation? A. 1949. B. 1867. C. 1999. D. 1905. A. 1949. Who was the first French-Canadian Prime Minister of Canada? A. Sir Wilfrid Laurier. B. Sir George Etienne Cartier. C. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. D. Sir Louis Hippolyte La Fontaine. A. Sir Wilfrid Laurier. Who was the first women MP? A. Agnes MacPhail. B. Dr. Emily Stowe. C. Laura Secord. D. Mary Ann Shadd Carey. A. Agnes MacPhail. In the 1960s decade, Quebec experienced a rapid change known as A. Quiet Revolution. B. Suffrage Movement. C. Vote Movement. D. Pink Movement. A. Quiet Revolution. How many volunteers fought Boer War in South Africa? A. 5,000. B. 7,000. C. 8,000. D. 10,000. B. 7,000. Canadian woman athlete Katrina Lemaidon won a gold medal in speed skating during A. 2002 Olympic Summer Games. B. 2002 Pan American Games. C. 2002 Olympic Winter Games. D. 2002 Canada Games. C. 2002 Olympic Winter Games. An electoral district is a geographical area. A. Which is represented by a member of parliament. B. Which has its own local government. C. Which has its own community police. D. Which has population of over 10,000. A. Which is represented by a member of parliament. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like. What was the role of the Royal Canadian Navy in the Second World War? A. Capture of Juno Beach. B. Protect convoys of merchant ships which helped feed Britain. C. Blockade of German forces in English Channel. D. Blockade of German forces in Mediterranean Sea. B. Protect convoys of merchant ships which helped feed Britain. What is the consequence of losing the confidence of the House? A. Governor-General can call an early election on advice of Prime Minister. B. Sovereign can call an early election on advice of Prime Minister. C. Cabinet may assume the role of Prime Minister. D. All the above. A. Governor-General can call an early election on advice of Prime Minister. In provinces, the Supreme Court is also known as A. Alternative Resolution Court. B. Provincial Court. C. Federal Court. D. Court of Queen's Bench. D. Court of Queen's Bench. What are the main industries that fall under natural resources industries? A. Banking, communication and retail. B. Pharmaceuticals, paper, clothing. C. Forestry, energy and mining. D. All the above. C. Forestry, energy and mining. What proportion of New Brunswick's population speaks French as their first language? A. Half. B. 2/3. C. 1/4. D. 1/3. D. 1/3. What percentage of Canada's population lives around the Great Lakes and the St. Lawrence River? A. More than 33%. B. More than 70%. C. More than 50%. D. More than 25%. C. More than 50%. When was Ottawa chosen as capital of Canada by Queen Victoria? A. 1857. B. 1774. C. 1867. D. 1949. A. 1857. Mount Logan, the highest mountain in Canada named after Sir William Logan, Canada's greatest geologist, is situated in A. Yukon. B. Northwest Territories. C. Nunavut. D. Alberta. A. Yukon. The principle of habeas corpus means A. Citizens of 18 years has the right to vote. B. State cannot imprison any citizen unlawfully. C. Women and men has equal rights under the law. D. Freedom to live and work anywhere. B. State cannot imprison any citizen unlawfully. The residential school program became controversial due to A. Schools were poorly funded which inflicted the hardship on the students. B. Students were physically abused. C. Aboriginal language and culture were prohibited. D. All the above. D. All the above. The ordeal of Acadians' deportation during 1755 to 1763 is known as A. Great Upheaval. B. Great Recession. C. Great War. D. Great Rush. A. Great Upheaval. The European settlement in North America was first established at A. Port Royal. B. St. Croix Island. C. Halifax. D. Nova Scotia. B. St. Croix Island. Canada was granted a legislative assembly elected by people in which year? A. 1774, B. 1791, C. 1867, D. 1847, B. 1791. What was the root cause of the armed uprising of 1869 in the West? A. Formation of Northwest Mounted Police. B. Establishment of Manitoba Province. C. Took over the Northwest region from the Hudson's Bay Company. D. Construction of Canadian Pacific Railway. C. Took over the Northwest region from the Hudson's Bay Company. Who led the women in the movement for voting right? A. Dr. Emily Stowe. B. Agnes MacPhail. C. Laura Secord. D. Mary Ann Shadd Carey. A. Dr. Emily Stowe. Who defended Canada during the U.S. invasion in 1812? A. French soldiers and First Nation volunteers. B. United Empire Loyalists. C. British soldiers and First Nation volunteers. D. Freedmen and escaped slaves from United States. C. British soldiers and First Nation volunteers. Terry Fox ran the Marathon of Hope in 1980 across Canada to raise money for A. Diabetes research. B. Spinal cord research. C. Breast cancer research. D. Cancer research. D. Cancer research. Which act defines the responsibilities of the federal and provincial governments? A. Quebec Act 1774. B. Constitutional Act 1791. C. Canada Act 1867. D. British North America Act 1867. D. British North America Act 1867. Women started which movement for voting right? A. Pink Movement. B. White Movement. C. Suffrage Movement. D. Bluebird Movement. C. Suffrage Movement. Who can call an early election? A. Governor General on advice of Cabinet. B. Governor General on advice of Sovereign. C. Governor General on advice of Prime Minister. D. Governor General on advice of provinces. C. Governor General on advice of Prime Minister. What does Election Canada do when the election is called? A. Dissolve the government. B. Conduct national census. C. Nominate the interim government. D. Election Canada mails voter list to voter whose name are in the National Register of Electors. D. Election Canada mails voter list to voter whose name are in the National Register of Electors. Elected officials of the federal government are known as A. Minister. B. Members of the National Assembly. C. Members of Parliament. D. Member of Cabinet. C. Members of Parliament. What is the foundation of Canadian justice system in criminal matters? A. Presumption of innocence. B. Presumption of guilt. C. Procedural justice. D. Restorative justice. A. Presumption of innocence. French Canadians adapt maple leaves as their symbol in A. 1700s. B. 1800s. C. 400s. D. 1900s. A. 1700s. Who is exempted from the language requirement for citizenship? A. Federal skilled immigrants. B. Refugees. C. Graduates. D. The adult applicant of 55 years of age and over. D. The adult applicant of 55 years of age and over. Canada is biggest bilateral trading partner of A. China. B. United Kingdom. C. Mexico. D. USA. D. USA. Which of the following is not the Northern Territories? A. Nunavut. B. Northwest Territories. C. Yukon Territory. D. Alberta. D. Alberta. Which province is the world's richest deposit of prehistoric fossils and dinosaur finds? A. Alberta. B. Saskatchewan. C. Manitoba. D. British Columbia. A. Alberta. The Legislative Assembly of Nunavut has how many members? A. 13. B. 19. C. 10. D. 17. B. 19. Canadian Constitution was amended in 1982 to entrench the A. Equal rights to women and men. B. Equal rights to Aboriginal. C. Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. D. Equal status of English and French language. C. Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. What percentage of total Aboriginal people are Inuit? A. 4%. B. 30%. C. 65%. D. 100%. A. 4%. Canada is often referred as A. Land of Aboriginal. B. Land of Opportunity. C. Land of Resources. D. Land of Immigrants. D. Land of Immigrants. Why large numbers of Aboriginals died on European arrival? A. Died in war with European. B. Died of European diseases. C. Died in starvation. D. Died due to European industrialization. B. Died of European diseases. In 1814, who burnt White House in Washington, D.C., USA? A. Count Frontenac. B. Major General Sir Isaac Brock. C. Lieutenant Colonel Charles de Salaberry. D. Major General Robert Ross. D. Major. Who are the fathers of the Confederation? A. The representative of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick and Canada's responsible government. B. Reformers like Lord Durham. C. Member of British Parliament in 1867. D. European immigrants and Aboriginal people. A. The representative of Nova Scotia, New Brunswick and Canada's responsible government. The period after the stock market crash in 1929 is known as A. Hard time. B. Black decade. C. Black 30s. D. Dirty 30s. D. Dirty 30s. During 1945 to 1970, Canada emerged as the largest trade partner of which country? A. United Kingdom. B. Mexico. C. United States. D. Iceland. C. United States. Rick Hansen circled the globe in a wheelchair in 1985 to raise funds for A. Cancer research. B. Spinal cord research. C. Breast cancer research. D. Diabetes research. B. Spinal cord research. The federal government is responsible for A. Education and health. B. Matters of national concern only. C. Matters of international concern only. D. Matters of both national and international concern. D. Matters of both national and international concern. What is the basic requirement to vote in federal elections? A. Canadian citizenship. B. 18 or old on voting day. C. Registration on the voters list. D. All the above. D. All the above. What is the responsibility of the cabinet ministers? A. Run the federal government departments. B. Select the prime minister. C. Nominate the senators. D. Select the governor general. A. Run the federal government departments. Which tradition is not embedded in parliament buildings? A. Irish. B. French. C. English. D. Aboriginal. A. Irish. The royal anthem is called A. O Canada. B. God Save the Queen. C. In the Flanders Field. D. Maria Sked Mare. B. God Save the Queen. Saskatchewan was also known as A. Breadbasket of the world, B. Land of Midnight Sun, C. Majestic Mountains, D. Gateway of Canada. A. Breadbasket of the world. How much of Canadian exports are destined for the USA? A. 33%, B. 50%, C. 75%, D. 80%, C. 75%. Which city is the capital of Quebec? A. Quebec City, B. Regina, C. Montreal, D. Charlottetown. A. Quebec City. Which explorer penetrated the uncharted Arctic in 1576 for Queen Elizabeth I? A. Jacques Cartier, B. John Cabot, C. Martin Frobisher, D. Pierre de Monts. C. Martin Frobisher. Saskatchewan is the largest producer of A. Grains and oilseeds, B. Oil, C. Beef, D. Livestock. A. Grains and oilseeds. When thousands of people came to Yukon. A. 1890s gold rush, B. 1890s economic boom, C. 1830s rebellion, D. 1870s rebellion. A. 1890s gold rush. Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms starts with words A. O Canada, B. Dominion from sea to sea, C. Whereas Canada is founded, D. God Save the Queen, C. Whereas Canada is founded. What is the significance of the Quebec Act 1774 in Canadian history? A. Allowed Catholic for the religious freedom, B. Permitted Catholic to hold the public office, C. Restored French civil law, D. All the above. D. All the above. During which period did the first financial institution open in Canada? A. During Fight for Canada, B. Late 18th century, C. Early 19th century, D. Late 18th and early 19th century, D. Late 18th and early 19th century. Lord Elgin introduced the responsible government in which province? A. Quebec, B. Ontario, C. Province of Canadas, D. Province of Quebec, C. Province of Canadas. Which currency bill portrayed Sir John Alexander Macdonald, Canada's first Prime Minister? A. $10 bill, B. $5 bill, C. $100 bill, D. $50 bill. A. $10 bill. Immigrants developed which sector in the West? A. Agriculture, B. Industrial, C. Mining, D. Forestry. A. Agriculture. Who was the first woman to practice medicine in Canada? A. Mary Ann Shadd Carey, B. Agnes MacPhail, C. Laura Secord, D. Dr. Emily Stowe, D. Dr. Emily Stowe. Canada Day, formerly known as Dominion Day, to mark the Confederation of Canada in 1867, is celebrated on A. July 1st, B. January 1st, C. July 4th, D. January 11th. A. July 1st. Who appoints the members of the Senate? A. Governor General on the advice of Prime Minister, B. Prime Minister on the advice of Governor General, C. Sovereign on the advice of Prime Minister, D. Sovereign on the advice of Governor General. A. Governor General on the advice of Prime Minister. How a candidate becomes a Member of Parliament? A. Candidate with most votes in election in an electoral district. B. Member of Parliament is appointed by leader of winning party in election. C. Member of Parliament is appointed by Governor General. D. Member of Parliament is selected by Prime Minister. A. Candidate with most votes in election in an electoral district who represents Canadians in the House of Commons. A. Senator. B. Member of Parliament MP. C. Governor General. D. Lieutenant Governor. B. Member of Parliament MP. The opposition party with the most seats in the House is called A. Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition or Official Opposition. B. Shadow Government. C. Defenders. D. Rightists. A. Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition or Official Opposition. Which of the following is not the responsibility of the provincial and territorial governments? A. Education. B. Healthcare. C. Property and civil rights. D. Citizenship. D. Citizenship. What is the best known symbol to Canadians? A. Crown. B. Beaver. C. Hockey. D. Maple leaf. D. Maple leaf. The national winter sport of Canada is A. Hockey. B. Soccer. C. Canadian football. D. Lacrosse. A. Which industry played an important part in the country's history and development? A. Service. B. Manufacturing. C. Natural resources. D. All the above. C. Natural resources. What is the importance of the phrase "whereas Canada is founded upon principles that recognize the supremacy of God and the rule of law"? A. Importance of religious traditions. B. Dignity of the human person. C. Worth of the human person. D. All the above. D. All the above. What is the name of the original Constitution of Canada? A. Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms Act 1982. B. The Constitutional Act 1791. C. Magna Carta 1215. D. The British North America Act 1867. D. The British North America Act 1867. Metis mostly live in A. Prairie provinces. B. Northwest Territories. C. Central Canada. D. West Coast. A. Prairie provinces. The majority of French-speaking Canadians live in which province? A. Quebec. B. Ontario. C. New Brunswick. D. Nova Scotia. A. Quebec. Gay and lesbians have equal rights for A. Full protection. B. Equal treatment under law. C. Access to civil marriage. D. All the above. D. All the above. Which of the following city is not set up by Hudson Bay as a trading post? A. Winnipeg. B. Fort Langley. C. Fort Victoria. D. Toronto. D. Toronto. The Northwest Mounted Police was renamed as A. Canadian Mountaineers. B. Canadian Rangers. C. Canadian Corps. D. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. D. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. Which poem is recited on Remembrance Day? A. In Flanders Fields. B. O Canada. C. God Save the Queen. D. Lest We Forget. A. In Flanders Fields. What is the achievement of Canadian scientists Sidney Altman, Richard Lee Taylor, Michael Smith, Bertram Brockhaus, Gerhard Hertzberg, and Jean Polanyi? A. Nobel Prizes. B. Academy Award. C. Science Award. D. Oscar Award. A. Nobel Prizes. Who is the head of the Government of Canada? A. Governor General. B. Sovereign, Queen or King. C. Prime Minister. D. Parliament. C. Prime Minister. What is meant by minority government? A. Party in power has less than half of the vote in election. B. Party in power has more than half of the vote in election. C. Party in power has more than half of the seats in House. D. Party in power has less than half of the seats in House. D. Party in power has less than half of the seats in House. What is meant by due process of law? A. Presumption of innocence. B. State cannot prison anyone unlawfully. C. Legal rights of a person must be respected under the law. D. Presumption of guilty. C. Legal rights of a person must be respected under the law. The Canadian national motto, Amare Asced Mare, means A. From sea to sea. B. From river to river. C. From lake to lake. D. From coast to coast. A. From sea to sea. In 1988, Canada enacted which agreement with the United States? A. General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT. B. North America Treaty Organization, NATO. C. North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD. D. North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. D. North American Free Trade Agreement, NAFTA. Which immigration community has an important center in Manitoba? A. Ukrainian. B. Polish. C. Vietnamese. D. Chinese. A. Ukrainian. In 1999, Nunavut was established from the area. A. Eastern part of Northwest Territories. B. Arctic Islands. C. Rupert Land. D. Frobisher Bay. A. Eastern part of Northwest Territories. Which of the following rights is not ensured in the Canadian Charter? A. Mobility right. B. Aboriginal people's right. C. Multiculturalism. D. Voting right. D. Voting right. What dignifies self-respect? A. Getting the job and working hard. B. Serving on a jury. C. Helping others. D. Protecting environment. A. Getting the job and working. What helped Inuit to adapt to harsh environment? A. Culture. B. Houses. C. Food. D. Knowledge of the land, sea and wildlife. D. Knowledge of the land, sea and wildlife. How many French settlers arrived in Canada during 1600s-1700s? A. 5,500. B. 7,500. C. 8,500. D. 6,500. C. 8,500. Who built French Empire in North America? A. Samuel de Champlain. B. Pierre Le Moyne and Shaw d'Iberville. C. Pierre de Monts. D. John Talon, Bishop Laval, and Count Frontenac. D. John Talon, Bishop Laval, and Count Frontenac. When 13 British colonies declared independence and formed the U.S. A. 1775. B. 1776. C. 1867. D. 1812. B. 1776. Who was the head of the responsible government in the province of Canadas? A. Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe. B. Sir Louis Hippolyte La Fontaine. C. Sir Leonard Tilley. D. Sir John Alexander. What was the consequence of the armed uprising of 1869? A. Establishment of Manitoba Province in 1870. B. Formation of Royal Canadian Mounted Police in 1873. C. Louis Riel execution. D. All the above. D. All the above. How many Canadians lost their lives in First World War? A. 60,000. B. 10,000. C. 44,000. D. 39,000. A. 60,000. How many Canadian and Newfoundlanders served in Second World War? A. 1 million. B. 2 million. C. 3 million, D. 4 million. A. 1 million. Canada passed Official Language Act in A. 1967, B. 1969, C. 1951, D. 1982. B. 1969. Alexander Graham Bell invented the A. Telephone, B. Television, C. Radio, D. Cardiac pacemaker. A. Telephone. Under which circumstances government must resign? A. If Governor General asked to resign. B. If the government has less than 50% seat of the House. C. If the government is defeated in a bill vote. D. If the government is defeated in non-confidence vote. D. If the government is defeated in non-confidence vote. Which of the following is not the branch of the government? A. Executive, B. Legislative, C. Police, D. Judiciary. C. Police. What is meant by the secret ballot under Canadian law? A. No one can watch or ask how you vote. B. Casting vote by post. C. Casting vote by internet. D. Casting vote in advance. A. No one can watch or ask how you vote. Who is exempt from the application of Canadian laws? A. Police, B. Prime Minister, C. Members of Parliament, D. No one. D. No one. Who was the first constitutional monarch of Canada? A. Queen Elizabeth, B. King Edward II, C. King George III, D. Queen Victoria. D. Queen Victoria. In which year the last Victoria Cross was awarded to a Canadian? A. 1921, B. 1944, C. 1945, D. 1967. C. 1945. Which of the following is not the Prairie Province? A. Manitoba, B. Saskatchewan, C. Alberta, D. Ontario. D. Ontario. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like. Which region of Canada is known for energy resources and fertile farmland? A. Atlantic region, B. North, C. Central Canada, D. Prairie provinces. D. Prairie provinces. Which province is known for fruit orchards? A. Nova Scotia, B. Alberta, C. British Columbia, D. Ontario. C. British Columbia. What is the meaning of Nunavut in the Inuktitut official language? A. Our land, B. Our county, C. Our village, D. Our people. A. Our land. Canadians have the right to live and work. A. In the province where registered for health care. B. In the province of birth. C. Anywhere in Canada. D. In the province where registered to vote. C. Anywhere in Canada. What is the common belief of the ancestors of Aboriginal people? A. Native people of this land. B. Came from Asia thousands of years ago. C. Came from Iceland. D. Came from Africa. B. Came from Asia thousands of years ago. The descendants of the French colonists are known as A. Métis, B. Quebecers, C. Loyalist, D. Acadians. D. Acadians. The Battle of the Plains of Abraham ended which empire in North America? A. Rebellion Empire, B. British Empire, C. French Empire, D. US Empire. C. French Empire. In 1813 American invaders burnt down which building in Canada? A. Port Acadia in Halifax, B. Parliament Building in Ottawa, C. Government House and the Parliament Buildings in York, now Toronto, D. White House and other public buildings. C. Government House and the Parliament buildings in York, now Toronto. In which year Ottawa formed Canadian Expeditionary Force? A. 1902, B. 1914, C. 1867, D. 1939. B. 1914. Quebec introduced pension plan in year. A. 1951, B. 1940, C. 1965, D. 1967. C. 1965. World Standard Time Zone System is developed by A. Sir Sanford Fleming, B. Reginald Fessenden, C. Alexander Graham Bell, D. Joseph Armand Bombardier. A. Sir Sanford Fleming. Who is the head of the state? A. Commissioner, B. Prime Minister, C. Governor General, D. Sovereign, Queen or King. D. Sovereign, Queen or King. What is meant by the confidence of the House? A. Prime Minister has confidence of Senate, B. Prime Minister has confidence of Sovereign, C. Prime Minister has confidence of majority of MP, D. Prime Minister has confidence of British Parliament, C. Prime Minister has confidence of majority of MP. What is the heritage of the Canadian legal system? A. Rule of law and due process, B. Freedom under law, C. Democratic principles, D. All the above. D. All the above. The objects, events and people that have special meaning for Canadians are known as A. Canadian symbols, B. Canadian Parliament, C. Canadian holidays, D. Canadian forces. A. Canadian symbols. The beaver symbol is embossed on which Canadian coin? A. 1-cent coin, B. 5-cent coin, C. 10-cent coin, D. Quarter coin. B. 5-cent coin. What are the three main industries in Canada? A. Banking, automobile, and forestry, B. IT, manufacturing, and agriculture, C. Service, manufacturing, and mining, D. Service, manufacturing, and natural resources. D. Service, manufacturing, and natural resources. Which city is the capital of Prince Edward Island? A. Halifax, B. Ottawa, C. Charlottetown, D. Toronto. C. Charlottetown. Which province has a proud history of preserving its language and culture? A. Ontario, B. Quebec, C. Manitoba, D. Nova Scotia. A. Ontario. Vancouver is the headquarter of which Canadian force? A. Canadian Air Force, B. Canadian Military, C. Canadian Pacific Command, D. Canadian Navy's Pacific Fleet. D. Canadian Navy's Pacific Fleet. In which year was Nunavut established? A. 1999, B. 1867, C. 1949, D. 1885. A. 1999. Who are the founding people of Canada? A. Aboriginal, B. French, C. British, D. All the above. D. All the above. Which province of Canada is the only officially bilingual province? A. Quebec, B. Ontario, C. Nova Scotia, D. New Brunswick. D. New Brunswick. What does the Charter say about multiculturalism? A. It is the engine of economy, B. It is not allowed under the Charter, C. It is not included in the Charter, D. It is a fundamental characteristic of Canadian heritage and identity. D. It is a fundamental characteristic of Canadian heritage and identity. Which Aboriginal tribe did not become allies of the first French settlement? A. Iroquois, B. Dean, C. Sioux, D. Cree. A. Iroquois. In 1792 some black loyalists moved to A. France, B. England, C. Sierra Leone, D. British East Indies. C. Sierra Leone. Which religion has greater rights in Canada? A. Hinduism, B. Christian, C. Jews, D. All religions have equal rights. D. All religions have equal rights. Manitoba, Northwest Territories, NWT joined the Confederation in which year? A. 1867, B. 1870, C. 1949, D. 1999. B. 1870. When Ottawa sent soldiers to retake Fort Garry? A. 1870, B. 1885, C. 1867, D. 1871. A. 1870. The modern energy industry began in Canada with the discovery of oil in 1947 in the province of A. Alberta, B. Nova Scotia, C. Yukon, D. Ontario. A. Alberta. Donovan Bailey of Canada broke the 100m world record and became a double Olympic gold medalist in A. 1982, B. 1988, C. 1996, D. 1995. C. 1996. Who can run in federal election? A. Citizen of 16 years or old, B. Citizen of 18 years or old, C. Citizen of 21 years or old, D. Citizen of 25 years or old, B. Citizen of 18 years or old. What is the role of opposition in the House? A. Peacefully oppose government decision, B. Oppose the legislation process, C. Participate in cabinet meetings, D. All the above. A. Peacefully oppose government decision. The Canadian coat of arms is not used on A. Dollar bills, B. Government documents, C. Canadian flag, D. Public buildings. C. Canadian flag. The Canadian national anthem is called A. O Canada, B. God Save the Queen, C. God Save the King, D. In the Flanders Field. A. O Canada. Which of the following is not the Atlantic provinces? A. Newfoundland and Labrador, B. Quebec, C. Nova Scotia, D. New Brunswick. B. Quebec. What proportion of the population lives in Ontario? A. 1/3, B. 2/3, C. Half, D. 1/4. A. 1/3. Which city is the capital of British Columbia? A. Victoria, B. Vancouver, C. Richmond, D. Surrey. A. Victoria. What percentage of Nunavut's population is Inuit? A. 85%, B. 30%, C. 65%, D. 4%. A. 85%. What is the status of French and English in the Charter? A. English is the first language and French is the second language. B. English and French have equal status. C. English has priority over French. D. French has priority over English. B. English and French have equal status. When federal government apologized for the controversial residential school program? A. 1995, B. 2006, C. 1988, D. 2008. D. 2008. How were natives living when Europeans arrived? A. Around San Lawrence River, B. In scattered communities. C. Around 5 lakes. D. Lived off the land. D. Lived off the land. What was the cause of the 1837 to 1838 rebellions movement? A. Slow progress toward democracy. B. Economic recession. C. Head tax on metis. D. Royal reclamation of land. A. Slow progress toward democracy. NWMP established which two towns as their posts? A. Ottawa and Kingston. B. Fort Calgary and Fort Macleod. C. Montreal and Quebec City. D. Toronto and York. B. Fort Calgary and Fort Macleod. The post-war economic boom period is known as A. Thriving 20s. B. Booming period. C. Prosperity decade. D. Roaring 20s. D. Roaring 20s. Quebec sovereignty lost the first referendum in A. 1980. B. 1995. C. 1982. D. 1967. A. 1980. Which medicine discovered by Canadian Sir Frederick Banting and Charles Best saved millions of lives? A. Insulin. B. Cardiac pacemaker. C. Amoxicillin. D. Paracetamol. A. Insulin. Who is the Premier? A. Head of provincial government. B. Representative of Prime Minister in province. C. Representative of Sovereign in province. D. Representative of Federal Government in province. A. Head of provincial government. Which of the following is not the responsibility of the federal government? A. National defense. B. Education. C. Citizenship. D. Foreign policy. B. Education. The Canadian coat of arms contains which of the following symbol? A. Parliament. B. Maple leaves. C. Fleur-de-lis. D. CN Tower. B. Maple leaves. Canada's biggest trading partner is A. China. B. United States. C. United Kingdom. D. Mexico. B. United States. The resources of the Canadian Shield helped the development of A. Yukon. B. Ontario. C. Alberta. D. Quebec. D. Quebec. In Northern Territories during summer, daylight lasts up to A. 24 hours. B. 22 hours. C. 20 hours. D. 18 hours. A. 24 hours. Which is the only country in the world bordering Canada? A. USA. B. Iceland. C. Alaska. D. Mexico. A. USA. Which city is the capital of Nunavut? A. St. John's. B. Yellowknife. C. Whitehorse. D. Iqaluit. D. Iqaluit. What barbaric cultural practices are not allowed in Canada and are severely punishable under Canada's criminal laws? A. Spousal abuse. B. Honor killing. C. Forced marriage. D. All the above. D. All the above. What percentage of total Aboriginal people are First Nation? A. 4%. B. 30%. C. 65%. D. 100%. C. 65%. In 1813, who turned back 4,000 American invaders at Chateauguay? A. Major General Robert Ross. B. Major General Sir Isaac Brock. C. Lieutenant Governor John Graves Simcoe. D. Lieutenant Colonel Charles de Salaberry and 460 soldiers. D. Lieutenant Colonel Charles de Salaberry and 460 soldiers. What was the achievement of Canadian Corps in April 1914? A. Capture Armistice. B. Capture Juno Beach. C. Capture Amiens. D. Captured Vimy Ridge. D. Captured Vimy Ridge. Which province did not agree on the amendment in the Constitution? A. Manitoba. B. Nova Scotia. C. Quebec. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. C. Quebec. Which Canadian inventor was known as the greatest living Canadian? A. Sir Sandford Fleming. B. Dr. John A. Hobbs. C. Sir Frederick Banting. D. Dr. Wilder Penfield. D. Dr. Wilder Penfield. What is the source of the voter list? A. National Register of Electors. B. Federal Government. C. Provincial Governments. D. National Register of Statistics. A. National Register of Electors. Elected officials of provincial and territorial governments are known as A. Member of Parliament. B. Member of Cabinet. C. Members of the Legislative Assembly. D. Premier. C. Members of the Legislative Assembly. What provincial and territorial flags are embedded? A. Maple leaf. B. Distinct local traditions. C. Crown. D. Coat of arms. B. Distinct local traditions. What is the language requirement for citizenship? A. Adequate knowledge of English and French. B. Adequate knowledge of English or Inuit. C. Adequate knowledge of English and Michif. D. Adequate knowledge of English or French. D. Adequate knowledge of English or French. What is the rank of Canada in the world by area? A. First. B. Second. C. Fifth. D. 10th. B. Second. The mountain range the Appalachians is situated in which province? A. New Brunswick. B. Yukon. C. Quebec. D. Nova Scotia. A. New Brunswick. Which territory is known as the Diamond Capital of North America? A. Yukon Territory. B. Nunavut. C. Northwest Territories. D. All the above. C. Northwest Territories. When men and women are equal in Canadian law for their rights and responsibilities. A. When married. B. At workplace. C. In all circumstances. D. For education. C. In all circumstances. What percentage of total Aboriginal people are Metis? A. 4%. B. 30%. C. 65%. D. 100%. B. 30%. Which Aboriginal tribe was nomadic? A. Iroquois. B. Sioux. C. Cree. D. Dean. B. Sioux. When Britain defeated Napoleon Bonaparte's fleet? A. 1813 in Battle of Beaver Dams. B. 1759 in Battle of the Plains of Abraham. C. 1812 in Fight for Canada. D. 1805 in Battle of Trafalgar. D. 1805 in Battle of Trafalgar. Which province opposed the trial and execution of Louis Riel in high treason? A. Manitoba. B. Ontario. C. Quebec. D. Upper Canada. C. Quebec. Which are two unsuccessful events of the Canadian Army in the Second World War? A. Defense of Austria and recapture on Juno Beach. B. Defense of Italy and recapture on Juno Beach. C. Defense of Netherlands, recapture of Dieppe on the coast of France. D. Defense of Hong Kong and recapture of Dieppe on the coast of France. D. Defense of Hong Kong and recapture of Dieppe on the coast of France. Who invented the snowmobile? A. Mike Lazaridis. B. Reginald Fessenden. C. Matthew Evans. D. Joseph Armand Bombardier. D. Joseph Armand Bombardier. The member of the Provincial Assembly is also known as A. Members of the Legislative Assembly, B. Members of the Provincial Parliament, C. Members of the House of Assembly, D. All the above. D. All the above. Which of the following is not the responsibility of the Cabinet? A. Make important decisions, B. Prepare budget, C. Propose new laws, D. Select the Prime Minister. D. Select the Prime Minister. Which provinces have their own provincial police forces? A. Quebec and Winnipeg, B. Ontario and Winnipeg, C. Ontario and Quebec, D. Alberta and Ontario. C. Ontario and Quebec. What is the second most popular spectator sport in Canada? A. Canadian football, B. Soccer, C. Curling, D. Lacrosse. A. Canadian football. Thanksgiving Day is observed on A. Second Monday of September, B. Third Monday of September, C. Second Monday of October, D. Second Monday of November, C. Second Monday of October. Which of the following are examples of service industries? A. Banking, education and healthcare, B. Machinery, food and clothing, C. Fishing, forestry and agriculture, D. All the above. A. Banking, education and healthcare. Which province is known for its beaches and red soil? A. Ontario, B. Prince Edward Island, C. Saskatchewan, D. Nova Scotia. B. Prince Edward Island. Which city is the capital of Manitoba? A. Winnipeg, B. Toronto, C. Ottawa, D. Vancouver. A. Winnipeg. Which of the following is not a known Aboriginal group in Northwest Territories? A. Dene, B. Inuit, C. Metis, D. Nomadic. D. Nomadic. Which of the following is not the responsibility of citizenship? A. Obeying the law, B. Serving on a jury, C. Helping others in the community, D. Learning both English and French. D. Learning both English and French. What Canadian has inherited from Britain? A. Constitutional monarchy, B. Constitutional traditions, C. Multiculturalism, D. Democracy. A. Constitutional monarchy. How many Acadians were deported during 1755 to 1763 war between the French and the British? A. 1/3, B. 2/3, C. 3/4, D. 2/4. B. 2/3. The economy of French North America was driven by the trade of A. Natural resources, B. Lumber, C. Fur, D. Agriculture. C. Fur. The name Canada became official in which year? A. 1550, B. 1791, C. 1867, D. 1845. B. 1791. Sir John A. Macdonald Day is observed on A. January 11th, B. December 11th, C. July 1st, D. January 1st. A. January 11th. How many Canadians lost their lives in South Africa during the 1899 to 1902 Boer War? A. Over 160, B. Over 260, C. Over 360, D. Over 560. B. Over 260. How many Canadians lost their lives in defense of Korea in 1950 to 1953? A. 260, B. 1000, C. 1500, D. 500. D. 500. What are the three parts of the Parliament? A. Prime Minister, Cabinet, Opposition, B. Federal Parliament, Provincial Parliament, Territory Parliament, C. Sovereign, Queen or King, Senate, House of Commons, D. Legislative, Executive, Judiciary, C. Sovereign, Queen or King, Senate, House of Commons. When is the federal election held? A. September 20th after 4 years of recent election. B. July 1st after 4 years of recent election. C. October 15th after 4 years of recent election. D. Third Monday in October after 4 years of recent election. D. Third Monday in October after 4 years of recent election. What does the Canadian justice system guarantee to everyone? A. Due process of law. B. Equal right to health care. C. Equal right to education. D. State cannot prison anyone unlawfully. A. Due process of law. Red and white have been the national colors of Canada since A. 1774, B. 1867, C. 1921, D. 1982. C. 1921. Good Friday is observed on A. First Friday of April, B. Friday immediately preceding Easter Sunday, C. Last Friday of March, D. First Friday of September. B. Friday immediately preceding Easter Sunday. Which province has its time zone? A. Nova Scotia, B. Newfoundland and Labrador, C. Alberta, D. Yukon. B. Newfoundland and Labrador. Saskatchewan has the world's richest deposits of A. Uranium and potash, B. Oil and natural gas, C. Gold, D. Diamonds. A. Uranium and potash. Which city is the capital of Northwest Territories? A. Whitehorse, B. Iqaluit, C. Yellowknife, D. St. John's. C. Yellowknife. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like. Who is above Canadian law? A. Police, B. Judges, C. Prime Minister, D. No one above the law. D. No one above the law. Anglophones are generally referred as A. British, B. English speakers, C. English Canadians, D. Francophone. C. English Canadians. French Empire in North America consisted A. Atlantic provinces, B. East to West Coast, C. Present-day Canada, D. Hudson Bay to the Gulf of Mexico. D. Hudson Bay to the Gulf of Mexico. What is the significance of the US and Canada Battle of 1812? A. US has lost the shipping monopoly in Atlantic. B. Canada and US become biggest trading partners. C. US declared independence from British Empire. D. Canada preferred to remain independent from US. D. Canada preferred to remain independent from US. In 1869, Canada took over the Northwest region from A. First Nation, B. East Indies, C. Hudson Bay, D. French. C. Hudson Bay. In First World War, Canadian forces proved themselves as A. Tough and strong, B. Brave and fearless, C. Tough and innovative, D. Disciplined and trained. C. Tough and innovative. In the 1920s, it was suggested that what area should become a part of Canada? A. Iceland, B. Falkland Island, C. Caribbean Islands, D. British West Indies. D. British West Indies. In 1972, who scored the winning goal for Canada in the Canada-Soviet Summit Series? A. Mark Tewksbury, B. Wayne Gretzky, C. Paul Henderson, D. Donovan Bailey. C. Paul Henderson. The proposed law for debate in Parliament is called A. Proposal, B. Bill, C. Note, D. Draft. B. Bill. What happens after the poll close? A. Election officer count the ballots and public the results. B. Ballot box sent to Election Canada for counting. C. Secret ballot are made public. D. All the above. A. Election officer count the ballots and public the results. Provincial courts for lesser offences deal with A. Family matters. B. Traffic offences. C. Small claims and civil cases involving small sums of money. D. All the above. D. All the above. The National Hockey League Championship is played for A. Canada Cup. B. National Cup. C. Stanley Cup. D. Clarkson Cup. C. Stanley Cup. Labor Day is observed on A. Last Monday of November. B. Last Monday of September. C. First Monday of November. D. First Monday of September. D. First Monday of September. The strategic location is the contributor to the economy of A. New Brunswick. B. Nova Scotia. C. British Columbia. D. Ontario. D. Ontario. Which is the largest city of Saskatchewan? A. Regina. B. Saskatoon. C. Calgary. D. London. B. Saskatoon. Which province or territory holds the record of -63 degrees Celsius lowest temperature ever recorded in Canada? A. Nunavut. B. Yukon. C. Northwest Territories. D. Alberta. B. Yukon. Voting in elections in Canada is the A. Compulsory. B. Right of the citizenship. C. Privilege of the citizenship. D. Responsibility of the citizenship. D. Responsibility of the citizenship. What does Inuit mean in the Inuktitut language? A. Land. B. Village. C. People. D. Country. C. People. Which religious group is growing in Canada? A. No religion. B. Hindus. C. Sikhs. D. Jews. A. No religion. The first British North American colony which attained a fully responsible government was A. Newfoundland and Labrador. B. Ontario. C. Quebec. D. Nova Scotia. A. Newfoundland and Labrador. Nunavut joined the Confederation in year A. 1867. B. 1871. C. 1949. D. 1999. D. 1999. What was the significance of the West Coast Railway? A. British Columbia joined Canada with the promise to build West Coast Railway. B. Fulfillment of national dream. C. Powerful symbol of national unity. D. All the above. D. All the above. What measures did the Canadian government took after the Great Depression of 1929? A. Set up Bank of Canada. B. Set minimum wage and work week. C. Unemployment insurance. D. All the above. D. All the above. The federal government introduced unemployment insurance in A. 1918. B. 1951. C. 1967. D. 1940. D. 1940. In 1891, Canadian James Naismith invented which famous sport? A. Sprinter. B. Basketball. C. Ice hockey. D. Lacrosse. B. Basketball. A bill passed through how many steps to become a law? A. 3 steps. B. 5 steps, C. 6 steps, D. 7 steps, D. 7 steps. What information are on the voter card? A. Who to vote, B. When and where to vote, C. List of the candidates, D. Analytics of previous polls. B. When and where to vote. The basic function of the police in Canada is A. Enforcement of the laws, B. Prosecution, C. Border control, D. Highway patrolling. A. Enforcement of the laws. When ice hockey developed in Canada? A. 1700s, B. 1800s, C. 1900s, D. 1600s, B. 1800s. Canada started its own honors system with the Order of Canada in A. 1867, B. 1967, C. 1982, D. 1995, B. 1967. Where Canada stands in the ranking of world economies? A. Top 7, B. Top 8, C. Top 10, D. Top 20, C. Top 10. Which ocean make the Canadian coast frontier? A. Atlantic in the east, B. Pacific in the west, C. Arctic in the north, D. All the above, D. All the above. Which lake of Great Lakes is the largest freshwater lake in the world? A. Lake Superior, B. Lake Salt, C. Lake Louise, D. Lake Erie. A. Lake Superior. Yukon is the house of which spectacular tourist excursion? A. Niagara Falls, B. Banff National Park, C. Rocky Mountaineer Train, D. White Pass and Yukon Railway, D. White Pass and Yukon Railway. Which responsibility of the citizen is regarded as Canadian values? A. Protecting environment, B. Serving in the jury, C. Obeying the law, D. Help others in the community, D. Help others in the community. Metis speak their dialect known as A. First language, B. Metis, C. Inuktitut, D. Michif, D. Michif. French colonists struggled in the new colony due to A. War with US, B. War with Britain, C. Harsh climate, war with Iroquois, D. Canadian rebellion, C. Harsh climate, war with Iroquois. What is the Confederation? A. Union of Ontario and Quebec to form Province of Quebec, B. Union of Upper Canada and Lower Canada to form Province of Canadas, C. Union of Provinces to form Dominion of Canada, D. Union of Canada and US to form British North America, C. Union of Canada and US to form British North America. How many Metis of the Red River started the armed uprising in 1869? A. 4,000, B. 120,000, C. 60,000, D. 12,000, D. 12,000. How many Canadian troops stormed on the D-Day invasion at Normandy, France? A. 10,000, B. 15,000, C. 60,000, D. 80,000, B. 15,000. Which group got the right to vote in 1960? A. Women, B. Japanese, C. Chinese, D. Aboriginal, D. Aboriginal. The elected part of the federal parliament is known as A. House of Commons, B. Senate, C. House of Lords, D. Legislative Assembly. A. House of Commons. What is the role of the Commissioner in Territories? A. To appoint the Cabinet, B. To appoint Legislative Assembly, C. To grant the royal assent for local laws, D. ceremonial, D. ceremonial. In which situations can you ask the police for help? A. In case of lost or stolen property or someone gone missing. B. In case of victim of assault or witnessed a crime. C. In case of an accident. D. All the above. D. All the above. Coats of arms of Saskatchewan and Alberta use which Canadian symbol? A. Fleur-de-lis. B. Parliament. C. Beaver. D. Peace Tower. C. Beaver. Which city is the capital of Nova Scotia? A. Ottawa. B. Halifax. C. Charlottetown. D. Saint John. B. Halifax. Which province has an extensive park system and approximately 600 provincial parks? A. Quebec. B. Ontario. C. British Columbia. D. Alberta. C. British Columbia. Who is responsible to protect the environment in Canada? A. Police. B. Federal government. C. Provincial government. D. All citizens. D. All citizens. How many Anglo-Quebecers have a heritage of over 250 years? A. 1 million. B. 2 million. C. 3 million. D. 4 million. A. 1 million. British defeated the French in 1759 at A. Freetown in Montreal. B. Bytown in Ottawa. C. Plains of Abraham in Quebec City. D. Queenstown Heights in York. C. Plains of Abraham in Quebec City. British Parliament abolished slavery throughout Empire in which year? A. 1793. B. 1833. C. 1867. D. 1807. B. 1833. When Prince Edward Island joined the Confederation? A. 1867. B. 1873. C. 1949. D. 1999. B. 1873. Canada imposed a head tax in 1885 on immigrants from A. China. B. Mexico. C. Japan. D. Hungary. A. China. What was the impact of the 1929 Great Depression on the Canadian economy? A. Unemployment reached 27%. B. Many business wiped out. C. Low grain prices. D. All the above. D. All the above. Chantal Petitclerc became a world champion and gold medalist for which sport? A. Lacrosse. B. Ice hockey. C. Sprinter. D. Wheelchair racer in Paralympic. D. Wheelchair racer in Paralympic. What is the main stage for a bill to become law? A. Approval from House of Commons. B. Approval from Senate. C. Royal assent from Governor General. D. All the above. D. All the above. Which of the following is not the responsibility of municipal or local government? A. Recycling programs. B. Snow removal. C. Healthcare. D. Firefighting. Emergency services. C. Healthcare. The Saint John River system is in A. Quebec. B. New Brunswick. C. Alberta. D. Yukon. B. New Brunswick. Which two languages are most spoken after English in British Columbia? A. Chinese and Punjabi. B. Chinese and Hindi. C. Hindi and Punjabi. D. Chinese and Vietnamese. A. Chinese and Punjabi. Citizens can serve the community by A. Assisting in child school. B. Volunteer at a food bank or charity. C. Encouraging newcomers to integrate. D. All the above. D. All the above. Since 1970s, Indian also referred as A. Metis. B. First Nation. C. Inuit, D. Aboriginal, B. First Nation. Majority of Canadians identify themselves by religion as A. No religion, B. Sikh, C. Hindu, D. Christians. D. Christians. Which loyalist tribe fled to Canada led by Joseph Brant? A. Mohawk, B. Cree, C. Dene, D. Inuit. A. Mohawk. Duke of Wellington built a network of forts to defend Canada and chose which town as the end point? A. Halifax, B. York, present-day Toronto, C. Acadia, D. Bytown, Ottawa. D. Bytown, Ottawa. Who led Quebec, Manitoba, British Columbia and NWT to Confederation? A. Lord Durham, B. Sir John Alexander Macdonald, C. Queen Victoria, D. Sir George Etienne Cartier. D. Sir George Etienne Cartier. How many Canadians served in First World War? A. 170,000. B. 400,000. C. 600,000. D. 610,000. C. 600,000. How many aircrew were trained in Canada during the Second World War? A. 60,000. B. 110,000. C. 100,000. D. 130,000. D. 130,000. Reginald Fessenden contributed to the invention of A. Radio, B. Light bulb, C. Telephone, D. Research in motion. A. Radio. What is meant by majority government? A. Party in power has more than half of the seats in House. B. Party in power has more than half of the vote in election. C. Party in power has most seats in House. D. Party in power has most votes in election. A. Party in power has more than half of the seats in House. Who can help you in legal matters? A. Police, B. Lawyer, C. Your MP, D. Court. B. Lawyer. The highest prize in women's hockey in Canada is A. Canada Cup, B. National Cup, C. Stanley Cup, D. Clarkson Cup. D. Clarkson Cup. Sir John A. Macdonald Day is celebrated on A. January 11th, B. January 1st, C. October 11th, D. July 1st. A. January 11th. Canada consists of how many regions? A. 1, B. 5, C. 10, D. 13. B. 5. Which province of Canada is the main producer of pulp and paper? A. Alberta, B. Quebec, C. Nova Scotia, D. Manitoba. B. Quebec. What is the population of Northwest Territories? A. 20,000, B. 50,000, C. 80,000, D. 100,000. D. 100,000. Aboriginal people who are not Inuit or Métis are known as A. Aboriginal, B. First Nations, C. European, D. Viking. B. First Nations. Majority of Canadian Christians are affiliated to A. Protestant, B. Catholic, C. Orthodox, D. No affiliation. B. Catholic. Where was the first representative assembly elected? A. Nova Scotia, B. Prince Edward Island, C. New Brunswick, D. Ontario. A. Nova Scotia. When Yukon Territory joined the Confederation? A. 1867, B. 1898, C. 1949, D. 1999, B. 1898. What was the outcome of the Battle of Amiens? A. German army captured Amiens. B. German army defeated. C. United forces defeated. D. French captured Amiens. B. Germany army defeated. How many Canadians were wounded in defense of Korea in 1950 to 1953? A. 1,000. B. 500. C. 1,500. D. 260. A. 1,000. Which Olympic gold medalist is also known as a prominent activist for gay and lesbian Canadians? A. Mark Tewksbury. B. Chantal Petitclerc. C. Wayne Gretzky. D. Katrina LeMaydon. A. Mark Tewksbury. Who represents the sovereign, queen or king, in federal? A. Lieutenant Governor. B. Governor General. C. Commissioner. D. Prime Minister. B. Governor General. Who represents the federal government in territories? A. Commissioner. B. Lieutenant Governor. C. Governor General. D. Premier. A. Commissioner. Aboriginal affairs are the responsibility of A. Municipal government. B. Provincial government. C. Federal government. D. Territorial government. C. Federal government. Which symbol was adopted into Quebec's flag in 1948? A. Crown. B. Maple leaf. C. Beaver. D. Fleur-de-lis. D. Fleur-de-lis. What is the engine of Canadian economic growth? A. Trade. B. IT. C. Services. D. Manufacturing. A. Trade. Which province has the largest French-speaking population outside of Quebec? A. Manitoba. B. Ontario. C. New Brunswick. D. Alberta. B. Ontario. Which province is known for its majestic mountains? A. British Columbia. B. Yukon. C. Nunavut. D. Alberta. A. British Columbia. Metis has the mixed heritage of Aboriginal people and A. Inuit. B. Asian. C. European. D. Indian. C. European. All immigrants to Canada are expected to A. Embrace democratic principles. B. Embrace English as first language. C. Embrace Canadian culture. D. Embrace Christianity. A. Embrace democratic principles. When was the first European settlement established north of Florida? A. 1604. B. 1608. C. 1704. D. 1708. A. 1604. When was the province of Quebec divided into Upper Canada and Lower Canada? A. 1774. B. 1791. C. 1864. D. 1867. B. 1791. Upper Canada and Lower Canada were united as the province of Canada in which year? A. 1774. B. 1791. C. 1840. D. 1867. C. 1840. When was the construction of the West Coast Railway completed? A. 1885. B. 1871. C. 1867. D. 1902. A. 1885. How many Canadians lost their lives in Second World War? A. 44,000. B. 10,000. C. 60,000. D. 110,000. A. 44,000. Canada amended its constitution in A. 1982, B. 1967, C. 1969, D. 1867. A. 1982. The cardiac pacemaker invented by A. Jim Balsillie, B. Sir Frederick Banting, C. Alexander Graham Bell, D. Dr. John A. Hopps. D. Dr. John A. Hopps. Operations and policies of government departments are the responsibility of A. Prime Minister, B. Cabinet Ministers, C. Member of Parliament, D. Senators. B. Cabinet Ministers. The piece of paper used to cast a vote is called A. Ballot, B. Voter card, C. Register, D. Candidate list. A. Ballot. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like. What is the name of the federal police in Canada? A. Royal Canadian Mounted Police, B. Canadian Forces, C. Canadian Rangers, D. Canadian Marshals. A. Royal Canadian Mounted Police. The current Canadian flag was raised for the first time in A. 1965, B. 1867, C. 1905, D. 1982. A. 1960. In which year the first Victoria Cross was awarded to a Canadian? A. 1775, B. 1867, C. 1854, D. 1945. C. 1854. Which provincial capital has Canada's largest naval base? A. Halifax, B. Vancouver, C. Montreal, D. Charlottetown. A. Halifax. The population of Quebec is around A. 9 million, B. 12 million, C. 10 million, D. 8 million. D. 8 million. Which province is known as Canada's Asia-Pacific Gateway? A. Quebec, B. Nova Scotia, C. New Brunswick, D. British Columbia. D. British Columbia. Canadian can serve Canada by A. Serve in Canadian Forces or Reserve or Coast Guard, B. Serve in Police, C. Serve as volunteer in Fire Department, D. All the above. D. All the above. Native were fighting each other for A. Land, B. Resources, C. Prestige, D. All the above. D. All the above. Who was the first women publisher of Canada? A. Dr. Emily Stowe, B. Agnes MacPhail, C. Laura Secord, D. Mary Ann Shadd Carey. D. Mary Ann Shadd Carey. Which provinces joined the Confederation in 1905? A. Yukon, Nunavut, B. Manitoba, Northwest Territories, C. Alberta, Saskatchewan, D. Ontario, Quebec. C. Alberta, Saskatchewan. Canadians observe Remembrance Day for those who have served and lost their lives for Canada on the day of A. July 1st, B. January 11th, C. November 11th, D. October 11th. C. November 11th. Wayne Gretzky, greatest hockey player of all time, between 1979 to 1988, played for A. Edmonton Oilers, B. Toronto Maple Leaf, C. Toronto Blue Jays, D. Ottawa Royals. A. Edmonton Oilers. Senator serves until the age of A. 60, B. 65, C. 70, D. 75, D. 75. How many candidates can run for election? A. 16, B. 21, C. 25, D. As many as apply. D. as many as apply. The highest court in Canada is A. Federal Court, B. Queen's Bench, C. Provincial Court, D. Supreme Court. D. Supreme Court. The red white red pattern of the Canadian flag came from the flag of A. Royal flag, B. British flag, C. French flag, D. Royal Military College flag. D. Royal Military College flag. What are the two official languages of Canada? A. English and Inuit, B. English and French, C. French and Michif, D. English and Kannada. B. English and French. How many provinces and territories does Canada have? A. 13, B. 10, C. 5, D. 3. A. 13. Ontario and Quebec contribute how much manufactured goods? A. 75%, B. 66%, C. 60%, D. 50%. A. 75%. Which is the largest and busiest port of Canada? A. Halifax, B. Vancouver, C. St. John's, D. Victoria. B. Vancouver. Canadians are proud of their A. Multiculturalism, B. Oldest constitutional traditions, C. Constitutional monarchy, D. Unique identity. D. Unique identity. Who guaranteed the territorial rights to Aboriginal people? A. Queen Victoria, B. Queen Elizabeth I, C. King George III, D. King Charles III. C. King George III. The name Canada derived from the Iroquois word Kanata meaning A. Home, B. Land, C. Village, D. Country. C. Village. Which British territories in the Caribbean Sea were believed to be part of Canada in 1920? A. British West Indies, B. Falkland Island, C. Caribbean Island, D. Iceland. A. British West Indies. Northwest Mounted Police ranks are also known as A. Mountaineers, B. Bluebirds, C. Mounties, D. Knights. C. Mounties. How many Canadians given their lives to serve Canada? A. 110,000, B. 10,000, C. 60,000, D. 70,000. A. 110,000. In visual arts, Canada is historically perhaps best known in A. Group of 7, B. Group of 8, C. Group of 10, D. Group of 20. A. Group of 7. Canada is linked to how many other nations through the Commonwealth? A. 51, B. 53, C. 65, D. 75. B. 53. The Federal Court of Canada deals with A. Federal government matters, B. Provincial government matters, C. Civil matters, D. Criminal matters. A. Federal government matters. The beaver was first used as a symbol in Canada by A. Aboriginals, B. Federal government, C. Hudson's Bay Company, D. Canadian Forces. C. Hudson's Bay Company. What is the population of Canada? A. 34 million, B. 304 million, C. 11 million, D. 8 million. A. 34 million. What is the main industry in Quebec? A. Pharmaceuticals and aeronautics, B. Agriculture, C. Shipping, D. Banking. A. Pharmaceuticals and aeronautics. Which province is known for vast cattle ranges and beef production? A. Nova Scotia, B. Alberta, C. Manitoba, D. Yukon. B. Alberta. Poets and songwriters have hailed Canada. A. Great Dominion. B. Great Nation. C. Great Confederation. D. Great Country. A. Great Dominion. When the name Canada begins appearing on maps. A. 1490s. B. 1550s. C. 1590s. D. 1650s. B. 1550s. Montreal Stock Exchange was opened in which year? A. 1802. B. 1804. C. 1832. D. 1867. C. 1832. Who was the first Prime Minister of Canada? A. Sir Leonard Tilley. B. Sir George Etienne Cartier. C. Queen Victoria. D. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. D. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. Most women of 21 years were given voting rights in the year. A. 1918. B. 1917. C. 1916. D. 1940. A. 1918. La Francophonie was founded in which year? A. 1967. B. 1982. C. 1970. D. 1951. C. 1970. What are the responsibilities of elected members? A. Passing laws. B. Approving and monitoring expenditure. C. Keeping government accountable. D. All the above. D. All the above. An electoral district is also known as A. Electoral county. B. Electoral council. C. Electoral region. D. Ridings or constituencies. D. Ridings or constituencies. What is the shared responsibility of provincial and federal governments? A. Immigration. B. Agriculture. C. Environment. D. All the above. D. All the above. When was the Peace Tower in the Parliament building constructed? A. 1867. B. 1927. C. 1945. D. 1982. B. 1927. How many Victoria Cross have been awarded to Canadians? A. 96. B. 45. C. 32. D. 5. A. 96. Which province has a unique heritage linked to the sea? A. Nunavut. B. British Columbia. C. Nova Scotia. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. The population of Ontario is A. 8 million. B. 12 million. C. 11 million. D. 10 million. B. 12 million. Which prairie province is most populous? A. Ontario. B. Alberta. C. Manitoba. D. Saskatchewan. B. Alberta. English is the first language of how many Canadians? A. 18 million. B. 11 million. C. 8 million. D. 34 million. A. 18 million. Which European nation arrived in Canada first? A. Viking. B. English. C. French. D. Spanish. A. Viking. Who defended Quebec during America's invasion attempt in 1775? A. Brigadier James Wolfe. B. Pierre Le Moyne. C. Count Frontenac. D. Sir Guy Carleton. D. Sir Guy Carleton. In 1880 some Arctic island transferred to which territory? A. Manitoba. B. Yukon Territory. C. Nunavut. D. Northwest Territories. D. Northwest Territories. Which government gave voting rights to women in federal elections? A. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. B. Sir George Etienne Cartier, C. Sir Robert Borden, D. John Graves Simcoe, C. Sir Robert Borden. Les automatistes of Quebec were pioneers of which art in the 1950s? A. Carving, B. Painting, C. Sculpture, D. Modern abstract art. D. Modern abstract art. A bill requires how many readings in the Parliament during the law-making process? A. 3 readings, B. 4 readings, C. 5 readings, D. 7 readings. A. 3 readings. When can you register to vote? A. Any time including election day, B. 2 months before election, C. 1 month before election, D. When election called. A. Any time including election day. Which of the following is not the responsibility of the First Nation band chief and councillors? A. Citizenship, B. Housing, C. Schools, D. Other services. A. Citizenship. Canada has been a constitutional monarchy in its own right since A. 1774, B. 1840, C. 1867, D. 1791. C. 1867. The highest award for bravery to Canadians is A. Victoria Cross, B. the Red Cross, C. Order of Canada, D. Order of Empire. A. Victoria Cross. Which province is known for the highest tides in the world? A. Prince Edward Island, B. Newfoundland and Labrador, C. Nova Scotia, D. New Brunswick. C. Nova Scotia. Which city is the home of the Training Academy of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police? A. Ottawa, B. Winnipeg, C. Toronto, D. Regina. D. Regina. What belief helps Canadians to build a prosperous society? A. Ordered liberty, B. Enterprise and hard work, C. Fair play, D. All the above. D. All the above. Which of the following is not part of the 13 largest ethnic groups in Canada? A. South Asian, B. African, C. Chinese, D. Ukrainian. B. African. Who has changed the native way of life? A. European traders, B. European missionaries, C. European soldiers and colonists, D. All the above. D. All the above. Who is Gabriel Dumont? A. First Chief of NWMP, B. Leader of Armed Rebellion in 1869, C. Leader of Armed Rebellion in 1885, D. Métis greatest military leader. D. Métis greatest military leader. In 1944-45 Canadian Army liberated which country? A. Netherlands, B. Austria, C. Italy, D. France. A. Netherlands. Matthew Evans and Henry Woodward are known for which great historic invention? A. Insulin, B. Telephone, C. Electric light bulb, D. Standard time zone. C. Electric light bulb. Governor General is appointed for a term of A. 5 years, B. 4 years, C. 7 years, D. Until 75 years of age. A. 5 years. Which of the following is not a method to cast a vote? A. Election day poll, B. Advance poll, C. Special ballot, D. Electronic. D. Electronic. Laws passed by municipal governments that only affect the local community are known as A. By-laws, B. Local laws, C. Community laws, D. Municipal laws. A. By-laws. How long has the crown been a symbol of the state in Canada? A. 400 years, B. 600 years, C. 800 years, D. 200 years, A. 400 years. When O Canada has sung the first time? A. 1550, B. 1867, C. 1880, D. 1982. C. 1880. Which province in the West has the largest French speakers? A. Manitoba, B. Alberta, C. Saskatchewan, D. British Columbia. A. Manitoba. French-speaking Canadian, also known as A. French speaker, B. Anglophones, C. Francophone, D. French. C. Francophone. British Parliament passed the Quebec Act in which year? A. 1867, B. 1805, C. 1774, D. 1791. C. 1774. Which of the following was not the transport source when the economy grew in the early 19th century? A. Rivers, B. Roads, C. Lakes, D. Trains. D. Trains. Who led the Canadian Corps in First World War? A. Sir Sam Steele, B. Gabriel Dumont, C. General Sir Arthur Currie, D. Lieutenant Colonel Charles de Salaberry. C. General Sir Arthur Currie. In 1943 to 1944, Canadian forces took part in the liberation of which country? A. Italy, B. France, C. Netherlands, D. Austria. A. Italy. By the 1960s, how many immigrants have origins other than British or French? A. 1/3, B. 2/3, C. 2/4, D. 1/4. A. 1/3. Who enforces the laws in Canada? A. Court, B. Police, C. Canadian Rangers, D. Canadian Forces. B. Police. The literary works and food from which province has international stature? A. Ontario, B. British Columbia, C. Quebec, D. Nova Scotia. C. Quebec. How many national parks are in Alberta? A. 10, B. 600, C. 5, D. 300. C. 5. Since the 1970s, most immigrants came from A. Asia, B. Africa, C. Europe, D. South America. A. Asia. Which province introduced the abolition of slavery in North America? A. Quebec, B. Ontario, C. Upper Canada, D. Lower Canada. C. Upper Canada. How many Canadians lost their lives or wounded in the Vimy Ridge capture? A. 10,000, B. 7,000, C. 20,000, D. 8,000. A. 10,000. Quebec sovereignty lost the second referendum in A. 1980, B. 1995, C. 1982, D. 1967. B. 1995. What is the benefit of the federal state? A. Province can elect their own assembly. B. Province can adopt the policies tailored to their populations. C. Province enjoy flexibility for experiment of new ideas and policies. D. All the above. D. All the above. Prime Minister and Minister of the Crown are collectively known as A. House of Commons, B. Parliament, C. Cabinet, D. Senate. C. Cabinet. What is the official summer sport of Canada? A. Curling, B. Ice hockey, C. Lacrosse, D. Soccer. C. lacrosse. What is the main resource of Manitoba? A. Agriculture. B. Oil and gas. C. Vineyards. D. Automobile. A. Agriculture. Which city is the capital of Alberta? A. Edmonton. B. Calgary. C. Regina. D. Winnipeg. A. Edmonton. How many distinct groups refer to the Aboriginal people? A. 10. B. 50. C. 3. D. 600. C. 3. What exclusive rights King Charles II granted to the Hudson Bay Company? A. Trading rights. B. Agricultural rights. C. Forestry rights. D. Sea rights. A. Trading rights. Who is the defender of Métis rights and known as the Father of Manitoba? A. Sir John Alexander MacDonald. B. Gabriel Dumont. C. Louis Riel. D. Sir George Etienne Cartier. C. Louis Riel. Canadian pension plan introduced in A. 1951. B. 1940. C. 1965. D. 1967. C. 1965. Who selects the federal cabinet ministers? A. Sovereign. B. Governor General. C. Prime Minister. D. People of Canada. C. Prime Minister. Which of the following is a privilege of Canadians? A. Vote in the election. B. Driving. C. Serve in forces. D. Right to work. A. Vote in the election. What mark is required on the ballot to cast a vote? A. Tick. B. Circle. C. Underline. D. X. D. X. Which French-Canadian Patriotic Association used beaver in their emblem in 1834? A. Saint John Baptiste Society. B. La Francophonie. C. Acadian Society. D. Quebecers Society. A. Saint John Baptiste Society. Which of the following is the West Coast province? A. British Columbia. B. Alberta. C. Yukon. D. Manitoba. A. British Columbia. Which city is the capital of Saskatchewan? A. Winnipeg. B. Saskatoon. C. Edmonton. D. Regina. D. Regina. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like. French is the first language of how many Canadians? A. 7 million. B. 18 million. C. 8 million. D. 11 million. A. 7 million. Which city was seized in the armed uprising of 1869? A. Edmonton. B. Fort Garry. C. Regina. D. Fort Macleod. B. Fort Garry. Who chooses the Minister of the Crown? A. Voter. B. Prime Minister. C. Sovereign. D. Governor General. B. Prime Minister. Lieutenant Governors serve the terms of A. 5 years. B. 6 years. C. 7 years. D. Until 75 years of age. A. 5 years. French king adopted fleur-de-lis in 1867. B. 1215. C. 496. D. 300. C. 496. Canada is part of which group of industrialized countries? A. G4. B. G7. C. G8. D. G20. C. G8. Which lake of the 5 Great Lakes is not in Canada? A. Lake Ontario. B. Lake Huron. C. Lake Erie. D. Lake Michigan. D. Lake Michigan. How many black loyalists, freedmen and slaves came to Canada from the US? A. 3,000, B. 4,000, C. 30,000, D. 40,000. A. 3,000. French colonists begin to settle in maritime provinces in A. 1497, B. 1608, C. 1604, D. 1755. C. 1604. How many British and American immigrants arrived in Canada during the economic boom of the 1890s and early 1900s? A. 1 million, B. 2 million, C. 3 million, D. 4 million. B. 2 million. What information can be found on the voter card? A. Voter information, B. When and where to vote, C. Information for advance poll, D. All the above. D. All the above. When was the Parliament building constructed? A. 1870s, B. 1910s, C. 1920s, D. 1860s. D. 1860s. Which province has the largest Aboriginal population in Canada? A. Manitoba, B. Alberta, C. Saskatchewan, D. Ontario. A. Manitoba. The descendants of the French settlers are known as A. Métis, B. Acadian, C. Loyalist, D. Quebecers. D. Quebecers. How slaves escaped from the United States to Canada? A. Via Underground Railroad, B. Via forest on foot, C. Via underground tunnels, D. Via underground canals. A. Via Underground Railroad. Which day is celebrated as Vimy Day? A. April 9th, B. May 21st, C. July 1st, D. November 11th. A. April 9th. Research in Motion, a Canadian communication company, is well known for its invented device. A. Space robot, B. Canadarm, C. The BlackBerry, D. Telephone. C. The BlackBerry. Crown is the symbol of A. Governor General, B. British colony, C. Government, D. First Nations. C. Government. Which is the largest city in Canada? A. Toronto, B. Montreal, C. Quebec City, D. Ottawa. A. Toronto. Which is the second most spoken language at home after English? A. Hindi, B. Punjabi, C. Chinese, D. Arabic. C. Chinese. The winner of Canadian football teams in the Canadian Football League competition gets A. Grey Cup, B. Winner Cup, C. Stanley Cup, D. Clarkson Cup. A. Grey Cup. How many electoral districts are in Canada? A. 328, B. 338, C. 420, D. 308. D. 308. Where Viking people arrived first? A. Quebec, B. Prince Edward Island, C. New Brunswick, D. Newfoundland and Labrador. D. Newfoundland and Labrador. Which sport has most registered players in Canada? A. Hockey, B. Canadian football, C. Curling, D. Soccer. D. Soccer. Which of the following is not the major political party? A. Conservative Party, B. Liberal Party, C. New Democratic Party, D. Republican Party. D. Republican Party. Federal elections are conducted every A. 3 years, B. 4 years, C. 5 years, D. 6 years. B. 4 years. Who suggested the name Dominion of Canada in 1864? A. Sir John Alexander Macdonald. B. Lord Durham. C. Sir Leonard Tilley. D. Sir George Etienne Cartier. C. Sir Leonard Tilley. Which province was founded by the United Empire Loyalists? A. Quebec. B. Nova Scotia. C. New Brunswick. D. Alberta. C. New Brunswick. Other parties of the House not in power are called: A. Lords. B. Shadow government. C. Opposition. D. Cabinet. C. Opposition. French and Iroquois made a peace deal in which year? A. 1604. B. 1701. C. 1801. D. 1804. B. 1701. Canada welcomed over 50,000 refugees in 1975 from: A. Poland. B. Hungary. C. Vietnam. D. Ukraine. C. Vietnam. Canadians are eligible to vote at the age of: A. 18 year. B. 19 year. C. 20 year. D. 21 year. A. 18 year. The head of municipal government is called: A. Commissioner. B. Mayor or reeve. C. Premier. D. Councillor. B. Mayor or reeve. Who makes the laws in Canada? A. Cabinet. B. King of Canada. C. Governor General. D. Elected representatives. D. Elected representatives. Which city is the capital of New Brunswick? A. Halifax. B. Ottawa. C. Saint John. D. Fredericton. D. Fredericton. Sir Wilfrid Laurier is portrayed on which bank bill? A. $5 bill. B. $10 bill. C. $20 bill. D. $50 bill. A. $5 bill. When Quebec gave voting rights to women? A. 1916. B. 1917. C. 1918. D. 1940. D. 1940. How many Loyalists fled to Canada after American Revolution? A. 3,000. B. 4,000. C. 30,000. D. 40,000. D. 40,000. What is the key fact about Canada's system of government? A. A federal state. B. A parliamentary democracy. C. A constitutional monarchy. D. All the above. D. All the above. What proportion of the Quebec population speaks French? A. 1/3. B. 2/3. C. 3/4. D. Half. B. 2/3. Who is the heroine of Battle of Beaver Dams? A. Laura Secord. B. Mary Ann Shadd Carey. C. Agnes MacPhail. D. Dr. Emily Stowe. A. Laura Secord. During the Cold War, Canada joined which organization? A. North Atlantic Treaty Organization NATO. B. North American Aerospace Defense NORAD. C. United Nations Union. D. All the above. D. All the above. Who maintains the National Register of Electors? A. Elections Canada. B. Federal Government. C. Provincial Governments. D. Governor General Office. A. Elections Canada. Where Samuel de Champlain built a fortress in 1608. A. York. B. Ottawa. C. Montreal. D. Quebec City. D. Quebec City. Curling was introduced in Canada by immigrants from: A. Ireland. B. Scotland. C. Finland. D. Poland. B. Scotland. Which province first gave voting right to women? A. Quebec. B. Ontario. C. Alberta. D. Manitoba. D. Manitoba. Who leads the British troop in the battle at the Plains of Abraham? A. Count Frontenac. B. Sir Guy Carleton. C. Marquis de Montcalm. D. Brigadier James Wolfe. D. Brigadier James Wolfe. Which Canadian hero is from Mounties ranks? A. Gabriel Dumont. B. Sir Arthur Currie. C. Major General Sir Sam Steele. D. Sir Louis Hippolyte La Fontaine. C. Major General Sir Sam Steele. Which province is known for its 700 annual festivals? A. Alberta. B. Nova Scotia. C. British Columbia. D. Quebec. B. Nova Scotia. Which flag served as the national flag over a century? A. Maple leaf. B. Union Jack. C. Canadian Red Ensign. D. Fleur-de-lis. C. Canadian Red Ensign. In 1759, the British renamed the colony as A. New British. B. British North America. C. Province of Quebec. D. Dominion of Canada. C. Province of Quebec. Who led the Metis in the armed uprising of 1869? A. Louis Riel. B. Sam Steele. C. Gabriel Dumont. D. Fort Garry. A. Louis Riel. Victoria Day is observed on A. May 25th. B. July 1st. C. Monday preceding May 25th. D. July 4th. C. Monday preceding May 25th. Which province joined the Confederation in 1871? A. Ontario. B. Manitoba. C. Nunavut. D. British Columbia. D. British Columbia. In 1948, which group got the right to vote? A. Inuit. B. First Nation. C. Metis. D. Japanese Canadians. D. Japanese Canadians. If you found this helpful, please subscribe to my channel and like.